Welcome to the Ops Experts Club. If you're at all interested in anything we talk about here in this episode, go ahead and check out the description down below and click any of the links there. Or if you just want to know more about us, click the links below. Now on to the episode.
Ops Experts Club. Woo! Woo! That's it. Yes, Terryn Turner. Terryn, the visual effects you have going on right now are legit. I wish everybody was able to see you the way that I see you. Terryn?
Yeah, I'm half in, half out.
I mean, that's just a statement that's just true. I just wish everybody could see Terryn Turner the way I see Terryn Turner, because I think Terryn Turner is amazing. Terryn, you've got some great nicknames. Like through the years, what Pedro Adeo called you T-Money? That T-Money was Pedro Adeo's?
Yeah, my rap name.
Yeah. T4 Business Care. What is it? Is that your LLC?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or because there are 4 T's in your family, right? You're the 4th T, boys?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, 4 T's.
Sometimes people call you T Swizzle. No? Is that too?
Yeah. Yeah. T-Swizz.
T-Swizz.
Tearing it up.
Tearing it up. Yes. I always forget about tearing it up. It's a good one. Anyway, Ops Experts. Great to have you join us. Me and Tearing It Up. T-Swizzle. T4. T-Money here hanging out today with you. And we're going to do something called Tis the Season today on Ops Experts Club. Talk about fourth quarter. Talk about things you should be thinking about as we come into holiday, before holiday hits you square between the eyes, Terryn. We don't want people to get hit with the holidays between the eyes. We want them to be thinking about it before they get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's here. It's there. There is here.
Dude, like Roy Kent. Terryn, here's the thing is, you may not be a Ted Lasso fan, but he's there. He's every effing where. Roy Kent was one of the best episodes in our Ted Lasso. Okay, so Terryn, first off, personal question: favorite holiday? Like, what's your favorite holiday? Turn. What do you enjoy, and why?
Ooh, 4th of July is pretty fun because nobody judges how many hot dogs I eat that day. Any other day of the year, it's like, well, how many hot dogs did you eat? But that day,
it's almost
cares.
like more American, the more hot dogs that you eat, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's yours?
Plus, I will say, like, 4th of July rodeos are pretty cool. Like, I love to go to Montana for 4th of July and be able to take in a rodeo. I think that makes me feel so freaking like born in the USA. I would say, honestly, favorite holiday for me, Thanksgiving, because you just come together to eat. You know what I'm saying? There's no pressure with gifts. I just get to show up, have some good food, like taking some time with family, and that's it. That's the whole holiday. I love it. I think it's pretty mad. I carry so much stress around gift giving, man. I'm like, man, is this gonna suck? Am I a sucky gift giver? So anyway. So as we come into holiday for business owners, those of you listening that have businesses that are running teams, we thought we should go over just a good tis the season checklist on things that you should be thinking about. So maybe some cost savings. I think some things you might be thinking about ways that you can pay less on taxes, maybe ways that you can treat your team. We're going to try and hit it all today on Ops Experts Club. So Terryn, what do you feel like is the first piece of advice you would give somebody to consider as we come into holiday season?
One thing I saw that was done pretty cool is a virtual holiday party. I know we mentioned kind of hard to have holiday parties with some of our clients. They have a lot of people all over US. In a meeting today, we had somebody in every time zone with our client, especially since we just hit the daylight savings and since Arizona's in their own weird little bubble now.
Right.
We had 4 different time zones represented in one call. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I think I saw it done pretty well. The owner got everybody a DoorDash gift card. It told them to DoorDash their own meal for this virtual, and then they just got on a Zoom together. They all ordered their favorite food on the company, and then they just had fun and had some holiday games and cheers and, nothing about work, just getting together in funny sweaters and eating a meal paid for by the company.
Terryn, did you wear one of your sweaters?
Always.
Which sweater
But
did you wear?
I don't have any Christmas sweaters. I have winter sweaters.
You do, but they are festive, and I love them. They're great. So which one did you wear? Did you wear your turtleneck one? The turtleneck one?
Pro- Probably.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's a good one. That was a good one. Well done. That's a great. No, that's a great idea. I think I always think about like money when it comes to like end of the year stuff. Like how are we going to make the last bit of like push and how can we save some money, you know? And so I think that the ways that I think about it is um what are things that you should put on your books, right? To drop your taxable income, right? I think that's always like is now here in the fourth quarter, I think people always panic and they think about they think about it as they're turning in their tax stuff to their tax guy and the guy's like, "Yeah, that had to be in like last year. So did you do it last year?" And people just forget quarter four is the time to make some investments. So are there any large purchases that you need to purchase for the business? Are there ways that you could be benevolent with your team? You know, that would make income drop a little bit. But instead of giving money to Uncle Sam, we're going to in fact give it to like give some attaboys and some attagirls to the team, you know, and do some gratitude. I think it's a great time of the year to be thinking about how can I best invest my money? And I'm not opposed to taxes. I just want to pay as little taxes as I have to pay. And I'd rather put money into the business if I can for the sake of taxable income. So I think that I'm thinking about ways you can be generous. um, I also think on the flip side of that, that people are in the mood for buying. You know what I mean? So they're looking for
Hmm.
sales, already thinking about Black Friday. You know what I mean? They're thinking about Cyber Monday. They're thinking about Pink Friday, you know, like small businesses like that are trying to sell. So what's a way that you could take advantage of? Maybe you don't have a physical product, you know, like Aaron, I don't even know how to compete with some of that stuff. Well, they're
Hmm.
already in a mood. People are already looking for deals. So think about maybe pulling together a bundle. Is there something that you could bundle that you could make it a super savory offer that you could make? And I know last year we did a bundle and I bundled a couple of our products together. We're not a big product driven company. We're largely a service driven company. You know, we do a lot of obviously operations consulting and us putting our team into other people's team to help with operational lift. But we, you know, have a couple of ancillary products that we put together. And I felt like we did pretty decent when it comes to bundles last year for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, some of the deals that people expect. So maybe ways that you can drop down taxable income, maybe ways that you can bring up some revenue in non-traditional ways for your business. I think it's
Hmm.
good.
Yeah. And there's some features. I know Kajabi turned on a feature last year where you can enable purchasing a Kajabi product, so a course as a gift to somebody. So you can enter somebody's email in there and gift, whatever it is you're selling if you use that platform. And other platforms, I'm not sure. There's other ways you can do it though, but that's always a fun one to do. We've seen people gift, a year subscription to a community product before.
It would be interesting if, I mean, I wonder how many of clients think that maybe this is a good idea for anybody that's on Kajabi and maybe even our clients that are on Kajabi, Terryn, for us to take to people is, I wonder if there was a way that we could empower buyers, already purchasers of our product, to give a gift to someone for a reduced payment. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'd love to gift this. If you've experienced some kind of life that's come to you from this course that you're in, this community that you're part of, we would love to allow you to gift this to a friend for this reduced amount. You know what I mean? And maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
like half off or you give them this. And then it's like the cool thing about that is that you're both traveling in the same community. You're both learning the same things together. And maybe they couldn't afford it, or maybe you'd like to give it to somebody as a gift. And then you could give a benevolent opportunity. And really what it is too is an opportunity to knock down some more dollars in a way that you might not have another launch going on. That's like a very subtle organic launch that you can give in a benevolent light, but at the same time is going to bring revenue in. Smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool to do with easily email your buyers a coupon to give to their friends and family.
Smart. Well done, Kajabi. Way to be thinking about it. I like that kind of stuff. I think that's cool. What else, Terryn Turner? You know what? I really like when people do that kind of matching too when it comes to even internal team. Like if you're looking for ways that you can be generous towards things, like I think there are always teammates, you know, like team members going through things, team members in the middle of things that you're like, hey, we would love to sponsor like the ability to be able to help this particular situation, this particular person on the team. Or maybe it's like we're gonna give towards this benevolent opportunity to collectively as a company, and anything that's given here by our team will match. You know what I mean? And like do some matching stuff. That's some cool end of the year things where you're able to put your dollars at places where, once again, gives you some like lessens your tax burden, but also allows you to be benevolent and maybe taking a poll with your people of what would you guys like us to give to this at the end of the year that we could really make a difference, and like based upon how the poll comes back. And maybe if you're worried about what your people may choose, maybe you give them 5 things they can choose from, and then whatever comes back of those 5 things that we all get on the same page with, if whatever they're willing to donate towards it, we're willing to match it as a company. And you can see some cool
Hmm.
things. End of the year cheer.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Great way to lift up everybody together. I think another great gift is the gift of time. You can give people money, but I think the gift of time is really appreciated by people. Give people some time off during the holidays. Paid can be even more appreciated too. But people just, that time is what we're limited with. Money, you earn it, you spend it, doesn't matter. But the time together with the people they love is what's really going to make a difference.
Yeah. So are you talking like time off, or are you talking like rewarding people, like maybe somebody in the company with like extra days, or what does that look like?
Time off.
Yeah. So just telling
Yeah,
them,
time off.
hey, like, so what do you think is a good program for giving people time off? Obviously, the main holidays, U.S. legal holidays, most people are going to give off, right? Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Hmm.
um, Christmas Eve, some, like New Year's Eve. Um, but are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw it once. They gave people New Year's or Christmas Eve through January 2nd off. Like they returned January 2nd. Gave them that whole week. Yeah, I like seeing that. That was pretty cool. Hmm.
Well,
Hmm. 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 Yeah, most people just want to be appreciated too. It's not necessarily like you have to spend $500 on them, but if you just send them a bottle of wine and a note, say, hope you and your wife have a great holiday, enjoy this with a nice dinner. Like that goes a long ways. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, man. Can't wait to come over, sit on your lap, and tell you what I want for Christmas. Yes, sir. See you later.